Hey everyone, Chloe here, and welcome back to my soft power platform, and welcome back to my channel. And if you are a new subscriber to our feminine community, then hello and hi and welcome. Now, for professional reasons, like everyone else, I watched the crash out movie Straw on Netflix, starring my good Virgo sis, the wonderful Taraji P. Henson, and directed by Mr. Allow Your Man to Pay the Light Bill, Mr. Madea Tyler Perry. And as expected, it was the depressed and stressed black woman in the trenches. It was 45 minutes of rock bottom hell in the first 10 minutes. It was the weight of the world trauma corn, and it was the beauty supply store wiggery that I believed it would be. But at this point, before I share my negative and my positive thoughts, and just to play devil's advocate, I will say that the Tyler Perry hate is getting kind of old, because whether we like it or not, this is Tyler Perry's brand. This is his signature style, and this is his fingerprint when it comes to these direct-to-DVD movies.
Tyler Perry's got a new movie coming out featuring Taraji P. Henson, and as you have likely guessed by this point in the video, it is another story of a single black mother who is struggling to get by. Now, how would you have guessed that this was likely the theme? Because this has been the theme of most of his damn movies.
Tyler Perry hates black women. He needs to go to therapy or something because it's getting out of hand. I think that he thinks the writer's room is his therapy. We are well past his early days when he did not have the budget and he did not have the range of writers. You have the budget. You have the range of writers. You have the time to come out with something more than the struggle of women. It's no longer getting to the point where it's relatable. Like, you've been making the same thing over and over. We know what you can do. Show us something different. And unfortunately, I'm getting to a point where it's like, I can't even continue to support you just because you're black. Because I'm supporting a stereotype. He is continuing this stereotype of the black community, black families. Like, we're not all struggling. We're not a monolith. Show me the last time he did something that was different. I will wait. It's getting exhausting. And I can really see down the line, 10, 15, 20 years, when people are looking back at these films and they're really, really going to call him out. The same way we are calling out people from the 90s and the early 2000s for problematic things that they have done.
Tyler Perry, it's okay. Go on and admit it. You hate black women. Yeah, I said it. You hate black women. How many films are you going to make creating this narrative of black women struggling, going through poverty, don't have much? Like, what is going on with your stories in these films with black women? From I Can Do Bad All By Myself, Taraji P. Henson, who is the leading lady in most of your roles, who's always playing that narrative that you paint for us black women. Not all black women are struggling. Not all black women are mad. I am really sick and tired of seeing your films portraying my skin color in such a negative light.
Now, a lot of negative opinions were shared, but I am here to remind the moaners and the groaners that we do have Ava DuVernay, Ryan Coogler, Spike Lee, Jordan Peele, James Samuel, Shonda Rhimes, and Barry Jenkins, just to name a few. And there are Lifetime movies that you can also watch if Mr. Perry's content just makes you that sick to your stomach. But just to highlight a few positives from this movie, because there were some, the plot twist at the end did clean up what this film was all about and kind of pulled it all together. And Taraji, the Mary J. Blige of acting, along with Tiana Taylor and her irritating dense wig, along with Sherry Shepherd, did a phenomenal job with their acting, and more importantly, in demonstrating the entire point of the film, which is to remind people that unprocessed grief is real, to judge less because everyone that you know is going through something, and to remember to show compassion and kindness to others, because you never know what kind of day that a person is having. And the movie does ask the question, are you your sister's keeper when she is struggling? I also want to say that poverty is universal. So many women across the racial spectrum will be able to relate to the struggle of having to rob Peter to pay Paul, or to the struggle of not having a village or a support system. And for Tyler Perry to validate the pain of millions of overlooked invisible women by making them feel seen with this mental health story is to be commended, because we are living in a social media climate, an aggressive one, where no one wants to validate single mothers and their struggle, and single mothers do get a bad rap to the point where people are feeling entitled to treat them like scum, which I have never endorsed on this channel. But for me, the negatives of the film were the usual suspects. The character that Taraji played was given very little depth and very little backstory other than having a deadbeat mother and sister. So for me, that wasn't enough. And of course, when it rained, it poured, and her pain points were turned into an avalanche of cliches on steroids. And to watch this entire storyline where a woman does not have 1 ounce of joy in her life for almost 2 hours is crazy work. But it doesn't take a genius to know that no matter how much we moan and groan, that Black trauma sells, and that Mr. Tyler Perry is a master salesman who knows how to keep his Atlanta studio lights on, and who makes it his EBT business to keep Black actresses employed and paid their worth. And he will continue to make these kinds of movies no matter how many people say that they dislike them, because these movies are being consumed by his very loyal core audience in droves.
I'm not here for the Tyler Perry hate train. And I just don't understand why people will not allow this man to make the type of movies that he wants to make. I get it. Some people don't like his movies. Some people don't like his TV shows. Some people don't like the stuff that he puts out. And that is okay. However, one thing you cannot deny, as Tyler Perry said, and I'm so glad that he addressed it at the BET Awards, that he has made more Black millionaires than any studio in this city here in Hollywood. So the Tyler Perry hate train really needs to stop. If God gave that man a vision and gave him an idea for a movie or for a TV show, let that man be great. Let that man create the types of movies and the content that he wants to make. He has a specific audience. And I don't understand why people don't understand that that is okay. It's okay for him to have a specific niche and a specific audience and a specific demographic for his movies. And people who don't like his movies will purposely watch the movie just so they can come back and hate on it. Again, let Tyler Perry be great. Let him do what he's doing, because there is no one that is doing it on the level of Tyler Perry and that has done more for our Black actors and actresses than Tyler Perry. He's giving people work. He's bringing people back to work that would not have these opportunities if it wasn't for him. So let Tyler Perry create the types of movies that he wants to make without hating on his gift and what God has given him to be able to do.
So he will continue to make his target audience very happy, because in his mind, if it ain't broke, he ain't fixing it. And for that reason alone, he will remain a capitalistic genius. But the elephant in the room for me that isn't being talked about enough is the trend in class division that is quietly starting to get louder amongst Black women. And it is a quiet divide and a trend that is happening when it comes to these predictable types of Tyler Perry films that I must speak on. Now, the femininity movement of the last 7 years has been pushing for Black women to center losing the weight, to get married, to get some class and etiquette about themselves, to break generational curses, to make healthier lifestyle choices, to social climb, to date better, to be softer, to take care of their physical and their mental health. And by the way, I have been telling women to get a therapist since my second or third video on this channel. I have also endorsed women learning how to enjoy spoiling themselves and being spoiled. And the femininity movement overall seeks to overhaul our downtrodden, obese, ratchet, and unfeminine image that we have made a lot of status quo progress on. Hell, even the BET Awards, for the first time in history, made the event a black tie affair because of the threat of full-blown ratchetness taking over and centering itself as the face of the Black community. And with this movie Straw, I am noticing a pushback, whether it's StatueGate or other types of polarizing imagery. We have regular Black women, or women who are living the generational curse, or struggling Black women that are pushing back on this notion that only beautiful feminine women deserve visibility, and that only feminine in shape women deserve to be centered when it comes to visibility politics. My issue with Straw is that it completely eradicates the notion of poor decision making that contributes to poverty and struggle, and instead focuses on the outcomes of an overwhelmed single mother being pushed to the brink in a compassionless society where single mothers aren't getting the support or the sympathy that they deserve. I find with his movies that Tyler Perry not only leans into the pain, but in a weird, superficial kind of way, these narratives encourage Black women to sit in that pain instead of doing the work to do something about it. And while his content may give a certain socio-economic group of Black women the visibility that they deserve, his films do not encourage the necessity of breaking these generational curses and cycles and moving forward in a way that's empowering. Black women who are committed to breaking generational curses do not want to see 24/7 survival mode struggle stories as our mainstream image, because it wholesale damages our dating and marriage marketplace value as women who are now trying our best to rebrand our womanhood through femininity. But to my listeners, what do you all think? Do poor women and struggling single mothers deserve visibility? And do they deserve to have their stories told? Is Straw the movie offensive? Or do people find negativity in everything? Do single mothers deserve more supportive community? Or do movies such as Straw validate poor decision making? And as always, I thank you for liking, for subscribing, and for sharing the videos on this platform to further grow the reach and the influence of this channel. And please stay tuned for more videos to come. And I will catch up with you ladies and lurkers and ear hustlers in the next one.
I say nothing to those people who think that my films focus on the struggle of Black women, because they're right, it does. I'm in doing this. Let me tell you something. If I get an opportunity to put a Black woman on screen for people to see them in love, in happy, in joy, in pain, in struggle, what I'm doing is a service to all people, so that people will know that Black women are not just strong and one thing. They are all things, and they go through all of these different things. So to have an opportunity to be able to paint all of these pictures and all sides of it is something that I'm paying homage to my mother, to my aunt, to my sisters, and friends and cousins, and the things that they all went through. So that's what I would say to that. And